Oh, we love your emails. We've got emails coming in on the show tonight, but look at this one from last night from Joel. After seeing Matt Zaffino wax so eloquently about the science behind the upcoming cold weather event on tonight's The Story, I would love to see more. He didn't dumb things down. He spoke to the science geeks out there. Former geoarchaeologist here. Science on, Matt. So let's bring in the man himself, Chief Meteorologist Matt Zaffino. Hey, first, can we start with the very latest on what's going on this weekend, and then we'll get into some of the science?
You bet, and I appreciate that email. And sometimes you have to be brave enough to be geeky, and I've never shied away from that. 25 degrees in Portland right now. East winds at 15, so the Arctic air is here. It'll get colder and colder, not just because it's nighttime, but because we're getting deeper and deeper into the Arctic air as that moves on over us. You can see the temperatures around town in the teens already in Happy Valley, 21 in Boring, 23 in Troutdale. They've been in the teens for several hours in Hood River, and the Dalles in single digits farther east of that. I want to talk about wind chill for a minute because this is a serious concern going through the next day with these strong east winds. I mean, look at this. That's a forecast of a -7 wind chill, not at the Gorge, not on Mount Hood, but right in Portland. Wow. In Portland, below zero wind chills. That's serious. That means exposed skin can freeze very quickly. You can get frostbite, hypothermia. Stays below zero until we get into Sunday night. Then as the winds lessen, the wind chills won't be as bad, but still below zero in the Gorge as late as Sunday night out in Hood River. Just amazing. So here's radar. All the precipitation is down south right now, but that's going to begin to bubble north even later tonight, but especially during the morning hours tomorrow. So let's look at how this goes on the modeling. 14 degrees at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, okay? Look at the yellow and the orange offshore. That's the heavy rain. And it doesn't disappear as it moves inland. It's rolling into this Arctic air, so it turns to freezing rain and sleet. And the pink there, and then blue is snow. We may get some sleet mixing in the Portland area initially as we have a little bit of a layer of warmer air above us. We won't feel it, but it'll be above us. And then the snow finally tapers off about 11:30 or midnight Saturday night. Temperatures still down in the teens, and the east winds continue. So the big question is, how much snow are we going to get, right? Should begin about 7, 8 a.m. That's 1/10 of an inch at that time. As we roll through the day, this is one of our high-resolution models showing about 3 inches in Portland. I like that. That's kind of the middle of the envelope. Some guidance suggesting less, some suggesting more. I think 2 to 4 is right in the window for us. And you can see out along the east side of the Coast Range, similar amounts, and then more as you go into the Gorge, and of course the mountains will get drilled again. It's going to be 100 inches over the last 8-9 days up on Mount Hood, which is just incredible. So our forecast, we'll break it down into headlines for you like this. The Arctic air has arrived. The snow sets in tomorrow. Coldest weather in over 30 years. That's the last time we had a high temperature below 20 or in the teens was back in 1990. That's amazing that we will not reach 20 degrees tomorrow. We'll see snow tomorrow, as I said, about 2 to 4 inches in the metro area. Some places may see more, especially out along the east side of the Coast Range there and in the Gorge. Dangerous wind chill, as we showed, and then blizzard conditions in the Gorge. I won't be surprised if there are road closures. Visibility go down to a quarter of a mile or less. And then big concern about heavy icing from roughly Albany south through Eugene. Maybe an inch of ice because you're going to get freezing rain and sleet down there. So, Pat, those are the headlines. Of course, we'll be updating this, and there's still some things that could change with the snow amounts and the location of that snow ice line, but it's looking very certain that we're going to get something tomorrow.
Wow. Okay. Thank you, Matt. Hey, and before you leave us, check out this voicemail from a viewer named Mark.
I'm just wondering what happened to the weather reports that Matt had given us last fall about such a warm winter with the El Niño. And now here he's talking about snow on the floor and ice and 20-degree temperatures. That's not a warm winter.
Take it away, Matt.
All right, Mark, so here's the deal. El Nino is going on. It's going strongly, and that's a function of the temperature patterns across the tropical Pacific Ocean here. What does it do to our weather here in the Northwest and around the United States? Well, this is the pattern, and I showed a map similar to this back in the fall. This is sort of an average El Nino pattern. Split jet stream, a lot of stormy wet weather in the south. We tend to be warmer and drier. The key word there is we tend to be. And as I said back in the fall, it doesn't mean we won't get snow. It doesn't mean we won't get cold weather. It's just that on average, this is the pattern we see. Now, remember last year was a La Nina. California is usually really dry, no snow. They got walloped with snow. So every El Nino or La Nina has its own particular flavor. When we do these seasonal forecasts, it's at best just saying, hey, this is how they tend to go. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get fluctuations throughout the season. And keep in mind, Pat and Mark, that we're not even a month into winter. So let's do another check on this come March and see how things average out. We got a long way to go.
And December was warm, right?
Very good point. I didn't even think about that, Pat. It was the warmest December we've ever had on record, so that was completely El Nino-ish.
There you go, Mark. Ask and you shall receive. Thanks so much, Matt.
You bet.